Lazy people of Reddit, how did you overcome your laziness? A few comments call it what it is, and the others almost all seem to fall squarely into the realm of depression. The frustrating thing about this too, if laziness, or being unmotivated, is that it's either ignored because you're lazy, or it's given that heavy diagnosis of depression. Not all forms of depression result in you being sad, suicidal, or miserable all the time. For years now I've been unmotivated, and what I thought was lazy, I'd wait till the last minute to do homework. I'd watch YouTube or TV for hours on end, not do much with my day, and I slowly stopped doing the things I enjoyed, like video games or working out. Then I ended up napping a lot, like physically couldn't stay awake no matter how hard I tried. I went to the doctor and they said the basic nonsense about diet and exercise, so I figured that I'd prove to them that wasn't the case. So I started eating better and exercising with no change. Saw a different doctor and she immediately diagnosed it as depression. I really didn't believe her, since I'm not sad, suicidal, or want to hurt other people. She gave me a referral to a therapist and left it up to me to decide when to go. Well, I fucking procrastinated as usual, and it took me months to go. When I arrived, I immediately told the therapist I think it's all bullshit and I'm not depressed. That's when she started explaining the different forms for depression, anxiety, and stress. It really bugs me that all forms of depression are grouped under the single name, as it prevents a lot of people from getting the really simple and basic help they need to get back on track with things. Anyway, she explained that this form of depression is caused by internalizing pressure and stress, which in turn exhausts you both mentally and physically. Mismanaging your time in procrastination slowly builds up a subconscious pressure that will drag you down, but it will also make you accustomed to the immediate reward of not doing something. A few examples. Not washing the dishes or doing the laundry causes you to think about it each time you see it or need a dish or piece of clothing. As it piles up, it also piles onto your subconscious, but instead of doing it, you can immediately get satisfaction by grabbing a new plate or partly dirty shirt. It'll keep weighing on you though. Throughout the day, that pile will sneak into your mind for a few seconds and bring you down a little more. The same goes for sleeping. The more you hit snooze, or oversleep, or take naps when you're tired, the more your body will become accustomed to the immediate reward of going back to sleep rather than the delayed reward of staying up and doing something productive. Anyway, I ended up going to a therapist for cognitive behavioral therapy, which turned into basically just a lesson on time management and balancing work, routine, hobbies. I'd recommend anyone who feels lazy to check it out. Things like SMART goals, the vicious, virtuous cycle, and the three-legged stool are all great tools to overcome this type of laziness and depression. Edit. This workbook is what my therapist used, and it's incredibly helpful on its own. The most important thing to remember is to not jump straight into things and expect to be better in a day. I've been working at it for about a year now, and some days and weeks I fall back into old routines. Overall, though, I went from sleeping until noon and going to sleep at crazy hours and getting 10 to 12 hours of sleep, eating like shit, napping, and barely getting things done, to waking up at 6 a.m., going to sleep at 11 p.m., going to the gym every day, never napping, and getting tons of work done. Edit 2. Oh my lord, this really took off. I'll try to respond to as many people as possible between trying to reunite my colonies, crush the Byzantine Empire, and bedtime. Gotta keep that healthy balance. Edit 3. Also, thank you so much for all the awards. I don't really know what they are, but it's neato. Also, thanks for people who have donated on my behalf to charities. That's a really amazing thing to do. Edit 4. It looks like the link has crashed, but this link to the PDF might be working. It's from Talk Plus, which is an NHS website here in the UK. Edit 5. The two links above were for the Behavioral Activation Workbook from Talk Plus based in the UK. Hopefully they'll be back up. I've looked for other workbooks like this one which uses the same exercises and diagrams, but I've never used it personally. Edit 6. Some posted the PDF on GitHub for those looking. It took a while for me. I realized my laziness was probably due to being depressed. And I was depressed because I wasn't doing anything but coming home and smoking pot and playing video games. Now, I don't have problem with a little weed and video games. But for me it was routine. I started going to the gym every other day and started being more active to combat depression. And I've since lost approximately 70 pounds and have become a lot happier with my way of life. I quit smoking mainly for the job I am currently trying to get. And that only helped because rather than coming home and getting stoned, I wanted to do other things with my day. I have actual hobbies and interests now, and find that I like myself as a person now. I started doing favors for my future self. I treat myself like I would my best friend or my partner, and make sure to take care of her like I would Themis here. Quote, man, I am really tired, but future cyanide_girl would probably be so grateful if you did the laundry for her so she can relax tomorrow. Quote, it sounds kinda sad, but you are your own best friend. You're the one that's gonna be there if everyone else leaves. So take care of yourself like you would for your child, mother, sister, best friend. Also, forgiveness is key. If you didn't do the thing, but should have done the thing, don't dwell on it. I find it makes me more and more sad the more I think about the thing I didn't do. You kinda have to treat yourself like a little puppy. If your puppy ate your socks, you wouldn't kick your puppy. Pupper don't know any better. But you can get them a chew toy for next time. And sometimes, your puppy will still eat your socks. But it's okay because you love Themis here. Edit. Hey. I should probably mention that this isn't all my idea. Some guy posted a while back about no more 0 days, and while I don't strictly adhere to all of its tenets, it seriously changed my life for the better. Here is a link, https://www.reddit.com Get disciplined. Comments 1Q96B5 I_just_don't_care_about_myself CDAH4AF UTM_medium equals Android_appin UTM_source equals share. Whenever I've got a full-time job, it switches my life around. I want to go to the gym, see friends, cook, etc. When I am part-time, studying, not working, I go back into mega lazy mode. I realized that my laziness was a symptom of my depression, so I start treating my depression. I took my antidepressant but also changed my lifestyle. Instead of getting out of bed with just enough time to get ready, I get up with time to jog, eat breakfast with my wife and daughter. I started meal prepping to make sure we could have healthy lunches and dinners. I also started doing more self-care. I am down 15 pounds and feel a lot better. 2 things. Finding something I love doing for work in the 5-minute rule. Basically, if it will take you less than 5 minutes, you do it. This then applies to everything with motivation. You get to a point where rather than having to motivate yourself to do things, you train yourself to respond to the thought, rather than, I should go to the gym, being followed by trying to find the energy and being passive. You get into the habit of when you have that thought, you change clothes, gather your stuff and leave the house immediately. It doesn't always help, but I achieve a lot more than I used to. I think the key to making it work is getting enough sleep. Meds. Turned out the laziness was my ADD preventing me from focusing on tasks long enough to finish. Themis here. Not to diminish what other people are saying, but sometimes the just do it advice doesn't quite touch home for a lot of people, like me, who doesn't necessarily feel lazy but just tired all the time, which can be construed as laziness. But do you ever notice when you're feeling tired or lazy? It's usually when you're sitting, maybe watching TV, sitting on the computer, in a comfortable position. Sometimes being productive takes steps. One thing that helped me is to take the baby steps. I'll be sitting watching TV and start to doze off. What is one small thing that can help with that? Stand up and watch TV. It'll make you feel a little less tired. Standing and watching TV, then, might make you feel a little restless. Maybe you look over at the table and notice it's a little cluttered. So you walk over and clean it while you stand and watch TV. Maybe when you finish cleaning the table while you watch TV, you'll remember you have a project or assignment you need to work on. So you can start doing that while you stand and have the TV on in the background. Maybe when you worked on your project for a little while, you start to get a little mentally fatigued. So maybe you take a break with that by watching some TV. But maybe this time you do it while standing and doing some dishes. Simply standing is a huge starting point for me. Whenever I feel tired or lazy and I don't really want to be, and I want to be productive, I'll just stand up, maybe walk around the house a little bit. It gets the gears in motion for me, and it's an incredibly small but effective starter. A body in motion stays in motion and a body at rest stays at rest. I found out that is a very true statement. By procrastinating, being lazy. Routine. I'm a creature of habit. I had to force myself into the discomfort over and over again. Eventually this becomes the new normal. It's all habits. You have to force new ones. 2 things that helped at least a little bit. 1. Doing things early during the day. The later the day gets, the less likely I will do what I should do. This will also free your mind from that thing for the rest of the day. 2. Making a visual to-do list on a piece of paper placed in a spot that I will see it multiple times during a day. I started a couple of fixed daily, weekly schedules. Like what time to work out. I chose something that I enjoy doing and tie a fixed schedule to it. Then expanded by scheduling more useful things like a sleeping schedule and eating schedule. I slip up occasionally, but those things that I like stay constant, and it helps. Alright, that's about it for this video. Remember to hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Subscribe for more epic content. Hit that little bell so you never miss a video. And as always, thanks for watching.